Hiya crafters, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to make a unique thank you card with some pre-batched items. Now I have this new to me, it's called I think Geometric Greenery. If it's still available I will link it below. I have this wonky circle die, I believe also from My Favorite Things, and I have my chocolate box full of backgrounds. Now here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction that we're headed, but I was able to use a combination of new to me items in my crafty stash and some pre-made, pre-batched items that hadn't been turned into cards yet to pull together this card. Now I have this wonky circle here and I'm thinking I want to cut out this bit of ink smushing on that panel, but I'm just kind of flipping through my options in this box to see if there's a different direction that I want to go, because I know that I want to use that new to me stamp set, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet. So I have that white embossed panel. I believe that's a Sizzix, maybe 3D embossing folder. I'll try and remember to link it below, but I'm basically just flipping through and figuring out how I can pull these items together. Now I did end up going with the next size smaller of that wonky circle die just so that I could fit it on that panel, because I did already have that panel originally die cut down and it had a bit of a stitched edge and I didn't want any of that on the circle. So I went with the smaller one, and now I'm going to open up this awesome Greenery stamp set and figure out how I can lay out and do some very simple black outline stamping. So if you have a background that's ink smushing, or maybe it's a gel pull from your gel press and it's just kind of meh and not really good on its own for a background, try and spice it up. Look through your stash and see if you have maybe some florals or some silhouette stamps. Those look really good. You could do outline ones or silhouette kind of solid stamps. Figure out what you have that you can stamp right on top of that kind of meh background and see if you can bring it to the next level. So I really did not like much about this ink smush panel, but now that I have the stamping on it, I really enjoy it. So try and think of different ways to look at what you already have so that those panels and those previous things that you made don't need to go to waste. You can just kind of transform them and turn them into something else. Another option, if you don't really like it, is think about it with die cutting. Maybe you have some word sentiment die cuts that you can cut into those panels and then put it on kind of a simple embossed background. So lots of different ways you can use it. Just kind of think outside the box and look at what you have in your stash. I'm sure you have something, and I'm sure you have panels that just didn't speak to you for their first run to turn into a card. So here you can see I just did 3 of the cool florals, and then I'm putting many thanks right in the top. Now I have this embossed panel that I cut down slightly smaller than USA 2 size, and I have a card base of 120 pound accent opaque. Now I didn't like the white for the border, so taken a page from my friend Allison Haikila. She can almost never do a white border. I oftentimes do, so it's kind of one of the biggest differences between us, but in this case I felt like it really needed that color. So I grabbed the Salvage Patina Distress Oxide. I don't know if that was the color that I used originally in the ink smushing, but I felt that it matched. I'm using this 2-inch foam tape that I'm still trying to use up from scrapbook.com. It's a 2 millimeter thick, 2 inches thick, and I'm going to pop that circle up in the center of this embossed panel that's slightly cut down, and then I'll just be able to use my tape runner here and attach it to the card base, which I did the ink blending on. Here I'm realizing I have ink all over me. You may have noticed my middle finger is no longer black. My nail's a little short and deformed, but at least it's no longer bruised and black from pinching it when I moved, so that's exciting. Here I'm just attaching this, leaning over it to make sure I have it straight, and that's going to finish that portion. Now I do want to, of course, add a little bit of shimmer through the bling, so I have a whole ton of options from A Colorful Life Designs for card bling. There's lots of green ones in the shop, so I'm basically flipping through my options to figure out which one works best with the colors that I used in the ink smushing. Trying to think of, oh, I'm between these two. I think I did end up going with the opalescent margarita. Yep, that's what I went with. Put that down 3 and 3 across the composition, and that's going to finish the card. So super easy. I was able to use up some backgrounds and this gorgeous new to me stamp set. So I encourage you to mix and match, bust out your stash, see what you have, and create some cards. So if you found this helpful, please hit the thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.